giving you a warning for this now. I'm being quite reasonable with you.
Okay, can you tell me which act and which section that is, please?
It's under Section 35 Act, but at the minute I'm giving you a warning.
Section 35 of what?
Yes, it doesn't matter what.
No, it does matter what.
No, okay. This is end of now, okay? Just because you're filming me, it really doesn't intimidate me, it doesn't scare me.
Okay.
You've got a mask on your face like trying to hide your identity, it doesn't scare me.
You don't intimidate me, you can try and arrest me and everything like that.
Alright, well...
Welcome back Blue Line UK. Today we are looking at a classic example of what happens when authority gets mistaken for ownership and ego starts driving the situation instead of the law. This footage comes from the Gwent Auditor, so make sure you check out his channel and show some support in this clip. We are outside Apex Court, a public building where a security guard seems to believe he controls the pavement around him. Things start to escalate when the auditor simply continues doing what is legally allowed, which is filming in a public space. The police are then called, and what follows is an attempt to create rules on the spot, including claims about zooming in, vague mentions of the Anti-Social Behavior Act, and threats that do not really match the situation. As the encounter unfolds, it becomes less about public safety, and more about control, with the officer struggling to properly justify the demands being made while the auditor calmly questions the legality of everything being said and done.
You all right, mate?
Yeah, not bad.
Can you switch that off for us, please?
No, I'm not going to switch it off.
Well, yes you are, mate. This is private property and I don't...
It's government, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't want you filming me. I have the right
Well,
for you not to
you don't
film
in a
me.
public place, no.
No, this is not public.
Well, it's publicly accessible, Section 33 of the Criminal Justice Act
I'm going to have to
1972.
ask you to get off the property, please, then, mate.
I'm not going to, no.
Okay.
Just wondering if the Gangmasters and Labour Abuse Authority are in
Listen
here.
to me, mate. I'm not really that interested. I'm asking you to move off.
I see you've got a government badge anyway.
I'm not interested.
You work for the government anyway.
I don't work for the government.
What's that? What's the government crest on there? Yeah.
Doesn't mean I work for the government.
Yeah, no worries. That's exactly what they said at HMRC and they never turned up.
I'm not really that interested, mate.
So, isn't it?
Can you stop recording me?
Nope, I'm going to carry on recording.
Well, I've mentioned this to you.
Right from the outset, we see a familiar security guard power trip unfolding. He insists the area is private property, but the auditor clearly understands the legal position. When a location is accessible to the public, it is generally treated as a public space for the purposes of lawful activity and observation, regardless of ownership claims. The situation takes an even more ironic turn when the guard, visibly displaying official-looking credentials, denies having any link to the government. It raises the obvious question: if not the government, then who exactly is responsible for the role, the authority, and ultimately the paycheck behind it?
Oh, yeah, that's nice. Oh, it's a government building, isn't it? Pretty sad. Who are you? You're pretty sad, if I'm honest.
We're sad, we're earning a living.
Come in. Hello.
You okay?
Yeah, not bad, thank you.
See, I know you're filming and stuff. I just want to know what it's about, because obviously this is a government building.
Yep.
What is it about?
It's a government building.
Yeah, but why are you filming it?
I didn't know I needed a reason. Why are you filming me?
Because I'm speaking with you and you're a suspect in an incident where you're filming a government building.
Suspect? That would imply that I've committed a criminal
yes,
offence.
Listen to me a minute, okay? You're zooming in on people's IDs. I can tell you're one of those bloggers. That's absolutely fine, okay? But you can't be zooming in on people's IDs when this is a government building.
Who says?
It's the law, mate.
What law?
We don't play this game where...
Could you identify yourself, please?
Okay?
Right away, the officer arrives with a noticeably sharp tone and immediately frames the situation by treating him as a suspect from the outset. The question naturally becomes a suspect of what exactly, as the justification seems to shift toward him simply recording in public. She suggests that zooming in on ID badges could be some form of wrongdoing, even though there is no clear general offense for basic public photography, and any serious legal restriction would typically require a much higher threshold, such as intent connected to terrorism under relevant legislation, which is clearly not being demonstrated here, despite that the claim escalates the tension rather than clarifying it. As the auditor continues to question the basis of the allegation, the officer then states that they do not play games, but from the outside it looks more like a disagreement over interpretation of powers and public rights, with the exchange quickly turning into a back and forth over what the law actually allows and what is being assumed in the moment.
1191 Moss Hayes, as you can see by my
Thank you. Which
badge.
station are you based out of?
I'm based at Byron House Police Station.
Okay.
Yeah. So what are we filming? I don't really get what we're
Is this a government building?
Yeah.
I pay for it, I can film it.
Okay, so why are you getting mouthy then? Because the thing is that you've been getting mouthy with them.
They were getting mouthy with me. I was perfectly polite till they started giving me attitude.
Yeah, because they're asking why you're filming them when this is a government building and asking for their IDs. It's suspicious.
No, not for security approaching me in a professional capacity. So.
Okay, what's your name?
I'm not going to give any details.
Okay, you need to give me your details.
No, I don't.
Yes, you have. Because
no, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I think you need to get your facts straight there.
No, okay, you listen to me now. You've been getting mouthy with these
people. No, I haven't.
Yes, you have. You've been harassing them.
I haven't harassed anyone. They approached me.
You have. Okay.
That's lies.
Yeah.
If he wouldn't film it on private property.
Yeah, of course.
You've been very reasonable with them, and the attitude that he has with you, he's had with us too.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
What was his reason?
There's nothing illegal about what I'm doing.
The officer then demands his name, even though no clear lawful requirement to identify himself has been established at that point. He is accused of being mouthy, despite simply questioning the situation and asserting his rights, which is not an offense. She also claims he is harassing staff, even though the footage shows they were the ones who approached him first. What started as a basic public filming situation quickly turns into accusations that don't quite match what is seen on camera, with the legal basis for those claims remaining unclear.
He said he's interested in the diagnosis and the abuse of authority. He's just bullshitting, basically. I don't agree with the word that he's saying.
Alright then.
Okay.
So we would like him removed. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, of course you can. Is there
I'm in a public place.
No, it's not been threatening, but obviously he's not corresponding with us. I've asked him not to video. I've given us the reasons, which are valid reasons why he's become argumentative, and really I'd just like him to be removed from site.
Yeah, that's fine. If you just want the other staff member, if you just send the other officer down just to confirm it all, and then we'll sort it.
My staff and your colleague.
Get your colleague in the male that I spoke to earlier as well for me.
Why two vehicles on blue lights for somebody not breaking the law?
Because I was told that you were being quite abusive to staff and you were filming a government building.
Well, obviously
so,
someone's
in our
lied to you then, haven't
system, it's grade 1, which means that we travel on blue lights and sirens.
Okay.
And it's 2 vehicles because we're in a car each, so it's actually only 2 officers.
Okay.
So do you have like a YouTube channel or something?
You know, you were a bit hostile with me to start off with, demanding my details, so I'm not going to give you any information now, thank you.
He was very aggressive towards me.
Right, okay.
I asked him to move over and he says, I don't have to do that, I don't have to do this. I said, you are on private property. This here, any side on this side is private property, so I have to intercede as part of my job.
Yep, of course.
I did ask him numerous times and I asked him to stop videoing me, and he did take my details.
Yep.
Which is a concern to me.
Yep.
Because I'm not a government, I just work as part of a contract thing.
Yep, of course.
And I don't want details.
The security guard then begins to reshape the story, claiming the auditor was aggressive despite what the footage actually shows. From the clip, there is little to no evidence of raised voices or threatening behavior, yet the narrative is already shifting. The officer appears to accept this version without much challenge, which gives the impression that assumptions are being made rather than properly tested. Instead of objectively assessing what is in front of her, she seems to lean toward the account of the guard, even though legal definitions of aggression generally require intent to cause fear or violence. Simply standing firm or asserting one's rights in a public space does not meet that threshold, and lawful questioning of authority is not in itself disorderly conduct under the public order framework.
Because I know what the internet's like, and what gentlemen like himself are like.
Yeah.
And I don't want that.
No, that's
I'm just trying to earn a living. I'm just trying to... I'm looking after my family and stuff. You know what I mean? It's...
Are you, so I'm going to need you to leave the premises.
Well, under what law?
Pardon?
Under
it's
what
called
law?
Under Section 35 Act, okay? So it's a dispersal order, and I need you to leave this area, okay? Because people don't want to hear. You've been causing trouble, you've been shouting at them.
I haven't been causing any trouble.
Yes, you have,
You're
okay?
lying now.
Stop being argumentative with me.
Stop giving me attitude, no.
No, you've given me attitude from the start, which is on my camera and yours as well.
Demanding my details
okay?
and things like that straight off the bat.
You need to move your stuff. Come on.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm not taking anything. I'm walking with you.
Fine.
Okay.
Don't worry,
Leave this area.
camera as well.
Yeah, I've got him on my camera as
Yep.
well. It's just silly.
I've got it all on camera. No, it's not silly. That's your thoughts. I'd rather you keep them to yourself, to be honest. You're a public employee.
What's around here then? Is this your like full-time job then, vlogging?
I do all sorts.
The officer then moves to a Section 35 dispersal direction under the Anti-Social Behavior, Crime and Policing Act 2014, often used to require individuals to leave an area. However, for it to be applied lawfully, there must be reasonable grounds to believe the person's behavior is causing, or likely to cause, harassment, alarm, or distress. Simply filming a public building, on its own, does not ordinarily meet that threshold. From what we see, the concern appears less about actual public disorder and more about the refusal to comply or conform in the moment, which raises questions about whether the power is being used proportionately in this situation.
Vlogging buildings.
So we're on the public. Can you put the bag down now? We're on the public pavement.
So I don't want you round that private property anymore, okay? If you are caught there again, I will come back and you can be arrested for it, okay? Do you understand that? I'm giving you a warning for this now. I'm being quite reasonable with you.
Okay, can you tell me which act and which section that is, please?
It's under Section 35 Act, but at the minute I'm giving you a warning.
Section 35 of what?
Yes, it doesn't matter what.
No, it does
okay?
matter what.
No, okay. This is end of now, okay? Just because you're filming me, it really doesn't intimidate me. It doesn't scare me.
Okay. You don't
You've got a mask
intimidate
on your
me.
face like trying to hide your identity. It doesn't scare me.
You don't intimidate me. You can try and arrest me and anything like that.
All right. Well, I'm going to leave now, okay? And if I catch you on this premises again, okay, it's going to be taken further. You don't need that. You can get on with your day. You can go film some other buildings, okay? Get on with your vlogging business. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is one building that you can't film. Go and film another one.
I'll film what I like them in public.
But that's a private property that you've been on.
You can hear the condescending tone as she tells him to get on with your blogging business, almost framing a lawful activity as if it's something childish or disruptive. She then suggests he can go film somewhere else, which in itself acknowledges that filming is not illegal, just apparently unwelcome in that specific spot. The situation escalates further with a warning that he may be arrested if he returns, effectively treating a public access location as if he's being informally banned without a clearly explained or legally grounded justification. From what's shown, it raises concerns about proportionality and whether authority is being exercised appropriately in response to a lawful activity.
Yeah, it's publicly accessible. Section 33 of the Criminal Justice Act 1972.
Okay, well done.
However, the bit that you were on was part of private land, so you just weren't allowed on that bit. Okay?
Well, it's not government property, is it?
Huh?
Is it not government property?
That bit is government property.
Well, it's public property,
however,
isn't it?
no, not in this instance, just because of whatever goes on in there, and I've already had word with it. All right. So just because it's a government building doesn't necessarily mean it's always accessible to the public.
Well,
Okay.
I didn't see any signs or anything, Constable.
I appreciate that, and whatever it might have been, we've just tried to sort it out as the lowest level that we possibly can. Okay,
No problem.
Which is why we've just asked you just to move away from the building and just not.
See, that's
just
fine.
not
If
film
your
from
colleague
here,
had
all
asked
right?
as politely as you
So
are
that's
right
what I
now.
did in the first
No, you
place.
didn't. You give me attitude. You give me lip.
Yeah,
You're
okay.
acting like you're acting stupid.
I'm not
So
interested in either side now, as long as it's all resolved and we just move on peacefully and quietly. All right.
Yeah,
If
fine.
you're happy with that, lovely.
yeah, see, you've been perfectly polite. Thank you for that.
But what I will say is that my colleague is dead right.
The male officer then steps in, taking a noticeably calmer and more measured approach in an attempt to de-escalate what has already become a tense exchange. He acknowledges that the wider area is government property, but then introduces the idea that a specific section may be treated as private, which only adds confusion to the situation rather than clarity. His tone is polite, but he continues to support the enforcement action despite the legal justification still not being clearly established on camera. It comes across as a shift into a more reasonable stance, but one that still ultimately reinforces the earlier decision, even though the underlying grounds for it remain in dispute.
We've given you the warning for it. If you come back, you can be arrested for breach of 35 notice.
Which act is that? Sorry,
It's part of the Public Order Act.
Public Order Act.
I'll
Yeah.
read it out for
Yeah,
you.
that's
If that
fine.
makes you feel better, I'll read it out.
Yeah.
So it's literally just that.
So Antisocial Behaviour Crime and Policing Act 2014.
Do you suspect that I have been committing antisocial behaviour? Because there is a Home Office document that is called the.
Mate,
which
listen,
is
I don't
defining
care
the
about
measure.
the Home
Well, you
Office
should care. You should care.
No, I should-
Yes,
no,
you
'cause
should
you're just
care.
going on- it's
I think you need to get
completely
retrained. You do. I'm going to
No,
make a
I think
complaint.
that
Yes,
you
I
need to
am.
move
I'm
away
making a.
from the area.
No, I'm making a complaint about you.
For when-
Professional
that's
standards.
okay, you can do that.
I'm making a professional
Okay.
standards complaint about you. Think, yep, there we go. They'll have that as
got
well.
my details?
Yep, yep, thank you.
Alright, we're done then. See you
Okay,
later.
bye bye. Off you go. What a joker. Okay. Okay, my apologies for having to record the last bit on the phone. The batteries are having a bit, my camera's having a bit of trouble turning on. I'm not going back in there, but just to show you, there they are, they're still there. I'm out in public, so they can't do anything. And they're trying to get me for antisocial behaviour. I'm stood a safe, very, very far distance away, yeah? So if they try anything now, I think her colleague's better educated, so I think he's educating her now, but their attitude was absolutely disgusting. And
The officer then attempts to refer to the legislation from a notebook, which suggests she is not fully confident in quoting it from memory. However, even with the reference in front of her, she still struggles to clearly articulate how the auditor's behavior actually meets the threshold for antisocial behavior beyond general frustration with being filmed. From what's shown, the justification remains vague and difficult to connect to any specific offense. Overall, the situation highlights a broader concern about proportional responses and the importance of clear, well-founded reasoning when using police powers, especially when dealing with lawful public activity like filming in public spaces.